Okay, fantastic. So Henry, if we're just looking at the reading component, how does technology tie into reading for the district? What are some of the ways that your department has worked to support that initiative, whether it's, like Superintendent Hughes mentioned, supporting additional computer labs or things of that nature? What's an aspect of your work that you believe has played a part in that?
I think that one of the biggest things that helps me in providing a service to curriculum, to education, is listening to what's going on to the classroom.
Mm,
I need to know what they need inside of a classroom. I can always put technology in a classroom, but is that what they need? Is
mm,
this the technology that's going to help them to get the students get motivated to do what they need to do? So going back to the relationship piece, I have to be in great relationships with my academic people, my curriculum people. I need to understand what they're doing. I can't work in a silo. I have to be working hand in hand with the rest of the leaders in here so I can understand what the entire mission is. Not just putting technology out there, but putting a service that's going to support the education that the superintendent has driven to be a number one district. So,
mm.
it's not just about technology, and it's not about any one single department. It's about us working together as a single force, making things happen in Walton County.
Okay.
And Saeed, may I add to that? What
Hmm.
Henry, I don't. He'll tell you if you probably nail him down to do it. But let me tell you something. We call this the experience.
Mhm.
What
Hmm.
this IT leader did was he went into a classroom. I think 4 days. How many days
Couple
was
of
it?
days.
Couple of days in an elementary class and was assigned to teach or substitute in that class.
Oh, wow.
Now that's commitment. That
Hmm.
is trying to say, okay, let me really figure out how IT that normally sits in a room in an area do their thing, send it all out, maybe do some training, and see you later. He
Hmm.
goes in and involves himself in the actual instruction with 20 children. Fourth grade
Hmm.
was it, Henry?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade, and had to say, okay, I got to keep these children engaged. If technology breaks down, I got to make sure they don't break down and instruction doesn't break down and the principal
Hmm.
doesn't walk in seeing all of this chaos. So he had to really utilize technology, really indulge himself into the experience. I call it the experience, and dealt with those children in the classroom. So he knows exactly what teachers are going through because he went and experienced it.
Hmm.
So it was real to him, and never has he forgotten. Someday you can talk to him about it. He hadn't forgotten it.
No.
And so when we talk at the table with curriculum instruction, when we talk at safety, when we talk about teachers, he knows firsthand those few days really allowing him to embrace and understand real life experiences in a classroom all day with children, and then try to imagine himself with a strong technology background not having correct, appropriate, applicable, and accurate technology in that setting on a daily basis.
And just one more thing onto that. And when I taught at that one school, I had an epiphany when I was in there because I was put into the position of a teacher and I was using a technology. It was an older technology at the time.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, how can a teacher utilize this and teach all day long? I said, it was giving me a hard time. It was not
Hmm.
working properly. And that's when the epiphany came to me is like, I need to be able to put a better technology in the classroom.
Hmm.
And it was when that was the time about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, that I started putting digital panels in the classroom. I wouldn't have had that experience if I wouldn't have been in the classroom teaching children. I was kind of hesitant, but I was so glad that I actually, because it changed my perspective on a lot of things.
So let that be a challenge from both perspectives. Any IT really want to know? I challenge you, dare you to put yourself in the shoes of that teacher
Absolutely.
for a
Hmm.
day. Just try a day. Henry did 2 days, you try a day. And I dare you, superintendent or leader, put your IT leader into the working spaces of those who you employ.
Yeah. There's
Absolutely.
a we had in our early days at DOF, we had a web development or a software development project that we were working on and it was for a property management company. And I asked the IT the CIO. I asked her, does your team understand the impact of this software? Do they understand how, the leasing officers in those leasing offices are using this, its impact? And she goes, yeah, they would have to. And I kind of just stopped and thought to myself, from the conversations that I had had with her guys, I was like, I don't think they do. I don't I don't think they know
Right.
how this software is actually being used on a day-to-day basis. So when you guys are talking about being in the classroom and seeing how, like Henry, you're saying, I think you said your smart boards, how those resources are impacting education day to day. It's one thing for us to show you something cool in a demo, and
Right.
you get a proof of concept out and someone's like, yeah, it's nice, I like it. But 6 months, a year from now, when one kid is being disruptive and you're trying to keep everybody else on track, is this thing going to be the next headache I have to deal with, or is it going to help me?
When you go into a classroom and the teacher says, we so appreciate what you've done for us, and
Hmm.
putting these panels in there, and then watch the kids utilizing it, and they're using these day after day. It makes you feel good that you're doing something that's helping out the teachers be able to teach to the best that they can, and give an exciting, engaging learning experience for a student.
Yeah, that's I appreciate you guys bringing that up. That's an awesome example.